A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 9th day of March 2023. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto here to bring you to this afternoon's news. Now, in our first headlining story this afternoon, the parents in Uganda have been challenged to encourage their school-going girl children to embrace the study of sciences in order to adjust to the changing world. This, women say, will help girls in moving at the same pace with their male counterparts in driving science for innovation in the country. Now, this was during yesterday's Women's Day celebrations in Chiruhura district, where President Yoweri Museveni applauded women for exhibiting exemplary leadership.
It looked like a long-awaited moment for these women in uniform to showcase which stuff they are made of. Boosted with morale, the parade march past was mounted and commanded by women. President Yoweri Museveni, who had arrived earlier, also witnessed the capacity of these women as he inspected the well-aligned parade. But behind this capacity was a special message.
This theme for us starts with the core, which is education. Because without education, we cannot talk about access and affordability for internet, for example. Education for girl child starts from the primary level.
The message comes in the wake of the growing need for innovations for development. This fortunately goes with science, whose priority is being emphasized.
There is need to expand the coverage of the national backbone to bring on board all parts of the country and that benefit especially rural women, including institutions such as schools, community libraries, health centers, and local government offices to facilitate efficient service delivery.
It is this similar message that President Yoweri Museveni carried for the people of Uganda, emphasizing the need to put focus on teaching sciences.
When the families get out of poverty through commercial farming, through manufacturing, through services, through ICT, the four sectors, it is easier to address all the other marginalized groups, including the women.
This way, he says, will propel the country's quest for wealth creation across regions.
Your theme, women in science, Honorable Mongi connected it well. He said you cannot be a scientist unless you went through primary school and you went through secondary school and you went to university. But I want to go further back. You may not even go to the primary school if the home does not have income and food security.
Museveni is optimistic women can drive this agenda given their exemplary leadership from grassroots level.
Easier if the whole society comes up, gets out of non-money economy into money economy, then you will be able to get more scientists, both men and
other leaders agree with the president on this.
For me, the most important words are equal opportunities, whether it is in science, whether it is in technology. But what the NRM government under President Museveni did is to accord the women of Uganda an equal opportunity so that it is not only men.
And we celebrate the achievements of women from where we are coming from, where we are and where we are going. You know, if we don't keep on celebrating the milestones that we have achieved as women, definitely we can go in slumber.
The leaders, mostly women who believe in science and innovation, agree with the theme of the day.
We are special creatures, and that's why the world wouldn't be complete without us women. And that's why we celebrate this day, and it's internationally recognized, and we thank our God for this day. We thank our God for His love.
International Women's Day has been observed under the theme Equal Opportunities in Education, Science and Technology for Innovation, and a Gender Equal Future. Henry Okrut, UBC in Kiruhura District.
Now, there is a 15-year-old girl who gave birth at the age of 12 years and is currently being taken care of by her parents. The family seems to be challenged by resources to take care of the two and want support to encourage their daughter to resume studies. Chithula Care Initiative has started off the support by giving basic requirements to the family.
As the world commemorates International Women's Day, we set out to one of the biggest slums in Kampala, Katanga. This here is Hope for Katanga Kids Home, where over 60 children from the street reside.
Today is International Women's Day. As of Katanga Kids Project, we have decided that as those days, last days, our sisters have been cooking for us, washing our utensils, our clothes. Today we have decided to do all the homework, cooking. You can see we are soon completing to peel the sweet potatoes.
We have decided to cook for women and for them they invest.
At Hope for Katanga Kids Project, we live with our sisters. Now our sisters, it's their day. We are helping them. We are cooking food. We are and each and everything.
We meet Mugema Michael Jackson, a 30-year-old youth, the founder of this home.
Come on. Sit look at them. Oh, you can take a yavaroko.
Nataka usaidizi, hatuna kitu chochote, tuko tu hapa, hatuna kitu. Nyumba tunalala nyumba ya luaje, kuna kazi haiko. Saa ime kwenye mimi natumikiaka ama tunatumikiaka factory yote ni ya mpya, vitu tu haviende tena.
So we thought, since today it's their day, it's an international day, it would even spark to bring on board other key stakeholders like the security organs, the government, the leaders, to know that there are many issues that we need to address when it comes to a woman.
So, they are lacking role models where they can also be motivated to study, to also get to where these other people who have achieved in life, where they are.
UBC Lunchtime News. Now, a group of young boys in Katanga slum marked the celebration of International Women's Day yesterday by taking care of all house chores as girls simply relaxed on their beds. Now, our reporter Saddam Mubale visited Hope for Katanga Kids in Kampala and brought us this story.
As the world commemorates International Women's Day, we set out to one of the biggest slums in Kampala, Katanga. This here is Hope for Katanga Kids Home, where over 60 children from the street reside.
Today is International Women's Day. As of Katanga Kids Project, we have decided that as those days, last days, our sisters have been cooking for us, washing our utensils, our clothes. Today we have decided to do all the homework, cooking. You can see we are soon completing to peel the sweet potatoes.
We have decided to cook for women and for them they rest.
At Hope for Katanga Kids Project, we live with our sisters. Now our sisters, it's their day. We are helping them. We are cooking food. And each and everything.
We meet Mugema Michael Jackson, a 30-year-old youth, the founder of this home, commonly referred to as Brother Jack, who gives us the story behind Hope for Katanga Kids.
Hope for Katanga Kids Project,
But I was bypassing here in Katanga on that road. Long time, they used to lay bricks at that side. That place was called Idafa. It was a dumping place. The people of Katanga used to go there and make bricks. That land in that time was for Makerere. The street children, as it was a dumping place, the street children used to come there to look for scrap, bottles. They find me there. After looking for what they scrap, they come to my place. They ask me for water. Then when they ask me for water, they become my friends. For me, I like music. I teach them to dance. Then they stopped to go on the street. They started sleeping there with me. They stopped looking for the scrap. They started laying bricks with me. Then I laid it was 20,000 bricks. I sold them 2 million and I buy this place.
Mugema Michael is just a well-wisher who has taken these children as his. A task he says is not easy.
It is very hard because here there is drug abuse, there is prostitution. The people, the adults don't respect themselves. They speak the big words in the front of the children, but we always keep our children in our promises. We don't have fence, but always we have laws which are guiding them.
Mama Mwonge Christine, who many here see as their grandmother, today she's not in the kitchen and all home chores are left for the boys to do.
Kati olunaku lw'abakyala bwe lutuuka nga abavubuka bagamba kati abawala mami abawala tebagenda kufumba ffe katubafumbire.
I feel very well because even them, they should know how we suffocate when you are cooking food, when we are washing, but I feel so happy because even us women, we are remembered.
Lack of basic needs, being exposed to illicit drugs, communicable diseases is just but a few of the challenges that these children face. This, Jack says, is better than sleeping on streets.
The big challenge we have here is food. We are feeding 65 children. It's not so easy. We are inviting you to donate food, to donate soap, to donate the basic necessities of life, beddings, a lot we need, but for us we still have hope.
This 15-year-old Nabuma Jacqueline, who is now in primary 7, narrates to us how she ended up here and what she wants to be in the future.
For me, my first story, my mom died, and when my father is drinking alcohol, and even for him, he was perturbed. Then it was once a day my daddy died of alcohol, which he was taking. So now I joined the streets. There was other girls whom I used to be with.
The home currently survives on well-wishers, most of whom are in Uganda. Today, a group of students from Makerere University have joined hands to skill these children on making reusable sanitary pads.
Right now the situation here is that these kids are so many, they're living in very small spaces, which is not so good for their health, but given the fact that they are from the streets, it is better than nothing. But we call upon anyone who can support them, especially expand their rooms.
And today we are having our second training where we have trained about 30 girls and boys on how to make the pads. The project is being done in partnership with IEEE, where we are a group of students from Chambogo, Makerere, Mbara University, under the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers that has brought us together. So apart from the technical work, we also do humanitarian work.
Sada Mubale, Stephen Kalisha, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you, Sada Mubale and Stephen Kalisha, for bringing us this story, and also a big thank you to the well-wishers who are doing all they can to support this home. Now, UBC Lunchtime News continues. A section of analysts has argued that the proposed anti-homosexual bill is just an emotional bill, stating that Uganda has other challenges like corruption that must be tackled. They say that there are existing laws that protect especially the children against sexual abuse, including homosexuality, and that only amendments could be made to enrich the sections of the Penal Code Act.
The anti-homosexuality law was first enacted by Parliament in 2013, but was nullified by the Constitutional Court on grounds that it was passed without quorum. The Anti-Gay Bill 2023 is now to be retabled by Bujiri Municipality MP Asman Basairwa. The bill has attracted mixed reactions from the public. Analysts say the bill has lacunas that leave out specific provisions.
The law is silent about sodomizing a woman. It simply defines homosexuality as engagement in same-sex sexual activity. This law is going to permit men to sodomize women.
These people who made allegations cannot come up. That shows you that possibly legislation may not be the only solution, or may not be the solution now.
An anti-gay activist, Pastor Solomon Mari, argues that existing laws such as Sections 129 and 145 of the Penal Code Act are sufficient enough to fight against homosexuality, and where need be, there should be amendments rather than a new law.
We have very good laws on the Penal Code. Uganda's problem has never been absence of laws. Uganda's problem is criminality with impunity.
Has it been absence of an enabling law? Has it been that people have always been convicted but the punishments are less?
Enforcement of the law seems to be a challenge, as one would doubt if the anti-gay bill, if turned into law, would not face the same fate.
The enforcement of the same might be very difficult because acts done between two people are usually done privately.
The proposed penalties, including attempted and aggravated homosexuality, punishable by 10-year jail term, are lighter than those in the existing law.
The maximum sentence in the laws we have, aggravated defilement, which covers both homo and hetero, is death. Then reduced the sentence from death to a mere, I think it's a mere now 10 years.
Experts suggest solutions to aid the fight against the vice.
We educate the family. We institute family summits, let parents sit together, and then they put a mechanism in place of how to educate their children.
I've talked of the rehab center. Let Parliament apportion money.
The Church of Uganda has come out strongly to condemn homosexuality after the Anglican Church in Canterbury okayed same-sex marriage. It is therefore the role of the Church to counsel those in the practice and bring them back to the Lord,
so that they stop the act, and when they continue in the act, violently by the way, why? Because they are supported from outside. Then you put them in Butabika.
There have been reports of cases of homosexuality in schools where students are recruited into the practices and the victims expelled. Schools are challenged to counsel learners rather than dismiss them, which in turn spreads the vice from one school to the other.
Let them refer the cases they get for counseling and rehabilitation. Then after that, we can assess, should this boy or should this girl go back to the same school or change schools?
The anti-gay bill awaits hearing from Parliament, and if assented to by the President, will see Uganda criminalize same-sex marriage and its related acts. Miriam Wumcha, UBC News.
As the 320-kilometer walkers near their destination, more people are pledging their commitment to join in the struggle aimed at promoting conserving the environment. This was well demonstrated in Busunju, where the Catholic community of Capuchin Franciscans did not only join into the walk, but planted over 100 trees, with 2 of these planted at the Holy Cross of Mirembe Kabega. Father John Fortune Baluku, the superior of the Capuchin Franciscans in Uganda, implored Ugandans to join the campaign to restore and protect Mother Earth, irrespective of their religious beliefs.
By 9:30 a.m., the 320-kilometer walkers for environment had covered over 3/4 of their journey, as they were remaining with barely 30 kilometers to their final destination. On Wednesday, the team spent part of their journey working with learners from different schools. They also paid a courtesy call on the community of Capuchin Franciscans, who took them around different projects, but most importantly, the 50-acreage piece of land on which there is enormous tree planting. The walkers were later subjected to the Way of the Cross to Mirembe Kabega site, where the lead walker, Geoffrey Ayen, together with Father John Fortune Baluku, planted trees.
The Uganda Water and Environment Week 2023.
Demonstrating the beginning of their collaboration to protect Mother Earth. Father Baluku justified their timely decision as a religious act of praising the Creator for his creation.
Creation is not ours. We are not masters of creation. We are not masters of nature. Creation is a gift that has been given to us by God. We are only stewards. We are not owners. And so, when we realize that creation is a gift that has been given to us by God, we shall not exploit it. Because it is a gift. Nobody exploits gifts. Nobody throws away gifts. But gifts are cherished and taken care of.
The Assistant Commissioner for Water and Environment, Irene Kambeda, praised the Capuchin Franciscan community for teaming up with the ministry. Kambeda said the ministry is serving a 5-year project that started in 2021, targeting to plant about 40 million trees across the country.
In 2020, we were not able to plant a number of trees because of the COVID restrictions that came along. But we have managed to plant some good number of trees, although we haven't been able to measure up to the 40 million trees. But I believe that with you and us, we are able to achieve this target. Let's all work together to achieve it. We had 12 millions planted in 2021, and last year we planted about 15 million trees. It is upon us all to ensure that we reach our target.
The walkers winded up their Wednesday walk with a visit to Busiro Saza headquarters, located in Namayumba, where they made a number of commitments in line with environmental restoration and conservation.
That we start mobilizing the children, because we, the adults, the old people, are going to expire, but children will take over the leadership.
Tetukyafaayo ate ne tulowooza mu kusimba kalitunsi ne payini ebitalina bugimu ebitaleeta nkuba ebikaza ettaka ebikaza enzizi tuyiwa ettaka mu ntobazi tulima mu migga leero nkugambye tukola buli kye twagala naye bannyabo ne bassebo abaana baffe obubaka buli nti tutaase obutonde bw'ensi.
Thank you so much.
By 11 a.m., the walkers were approaching Wakiso district, where they also sensitized the public on the merits of environmental conservation. Marion Awori,
and Dorcas Kimono for UBC News.
UBC Lunchtime News takes a short break, but we return after these messages.
Sent transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Fish Farming Expo and Training. Ekajansi ku Aquaculture Research and Development Center. Kutandika Friday ngabiri munya paka Sunday ngabiri mukaga March ngome biri mwabiri mwesa sawa biri zokumacha bali lunaku konsirenya kubetano zokka no mutwalo kubone training jangu oyiko kuongera ku makungula ne sente zofuna mu byenyanja oyike babalusa endisa nenkola emere ebyenyanja endwadde n'enzijanja bayabyo ero bikumotya ngabira mwate nga bya mutindo omwoleso kutire bakukuberere mu byenyanja bouncing kazo zabana ebisanyu santoko endoko kasigu gulo okuva mu bayimbi ba Uganda benjawulo eno olaba oyiga ng'atonyumirwa obulamu Fishwise kuba simu 0702 mukaga 2205 oba 0772 mukaga 26 okumanya ebisingawo tosubwa omwoleso gw'ebyenyanja okuwagiddwa nawo nga gutegekeddwa Slick Stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're descending into Entebbe Airport. For those proceeding to Kampala City, the biggest event in East Africa is in town.
That's right. The East African Business Expo 2023 is happening from the 23rd to the 26th of March at Kololo Grounds. Join us to network, contact our exhibition or sponsorship opportunities. The 14th East African Procurement Forum and Business Expo 2023 is hosted by PPBA.
Now sit back and relax. It's time to explore great business opportunities.
Hey!
Paying your bills the old way.
Let's go. Just need to buy some power.
Paying your bills with the My Airtel app.
Bro, there's a line.
You have the power in your pocket. The power to instantly pay your bills hassle-free. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
Oh, you're back.
The Organizing Committee of North Chigezi Diocese is delighted to inform the public of the consecration and enthronement service of Reverend Onesimus Asimwe as the 6th Bishop of North Chigezi Diocese on Sunday, 12th of March 2023 at Emmanuel Cathedral, Chinyasano, Rukunjiri at 9 a.m. The chief guest is His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. RSVP Honorable Major General Jim Muhwezi, Minister of Security and Chairperson Consecration and Enthronement.
Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel.
Hospital. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now in more news, Ministry of Health in partnership with Lubaga Hospital have trained health personnel in emergency medical services to bridge the gap of patients between accident scenes and hospitals. While passing out the medics, the president of the ambulance professionals in Uganda, Tom Chobe, said many victims lose their lives due to controllable bleeding.
Quite often, victims lose lives in accidents due to absence of immediate response from health workers. To bridge this gap, Ministry of Health has partnered with Lubaga Hospital to train emergency medical service providers. While passing out the medics at Lubaga Hospital Emergency Medical Training Institute, the president of the ambulance professionals in Uganda, Tom Chobe, said emergency helps gives high chances of recovery to a victim.
We are looking at recovery of the patient and prevention of conditioning from becoming worse. So, giving this emergency care will definitely result into better results for the patient at the hospital. If we looked at stopping the bleeding at the site of the accident, it means that the patient's recovery is guaranteed at a certain level.
The representative from Matissa, who are responsible in funding this program, Bogba Matthew, asked government to intensify this program to save lives of those who fall victim.
Hospital care is very important. Without pre-hospital care, it's difficult to save lives. And what you do in the field and what I experienced today, I gave you a big hand clap. I gave you a big thank you for your work and for your commitment.
The head emergency medical services at St. Michael Lubaga Training Institute, Kakumba Nelson, says the public is now appreciating the role of emergency services.
Emergency care services in Uganda, they give us a smile now. When we see you as a big and strong team upcoming, we see where we are heading and we see the achievements we are getting. We used to talk about emergency care services in many forums. They would not understand us. But you are slowly building up the discipline.
Women have been called upon to take on the emergency training exercise, as women are expected to have empathy towards others.
I want to congratulate the ladies that were the team leaders, specifically in this response. It's your day. Thank you for shining. I also want to call upon the ladies out there that we know where best, who can give the reassurance. It is the voice of the ladies. I don't want to rule it out that men can do it equally, but in a special way, I want to urge the ladies that emergency medical services does not only want the men, but it even needs the ladies more than what you could probably imagine.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
348 iron sheets have been donated to 3 schools to enable them meet the quality standards of education in Luwero district. The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, lobbied the iron sheets from government through the Ministry of Luwero Triangle.
Over 348 iron sheets have been donated to 3 schools, including Kiso Church of Uganda Primary School, Kamira Primary School and Kabiringi Primary School. A memorandum of understanding between government and contractors was signed to construct 12 schools in these areas. While handing over the iron sheets at Kabiringi Primary School in Katikamu, Luwero District, the resident district commissioner, Boabi Richard Ntulume, who represented Minister Dr. Muyingo, cautioned the beneficiaries against diverting the iron sheets into their own interests.
Government, just appealing to the parents, the teacher of the school,
to ensure that those iron sheets do not get lost. They should be utilized properly. They should put it to its use. They should not take it home. Like we hear in the newspaper that
The NRM member Central Executive Committee, Haji Gaddafi Nasol, commended government for the education programs, enabling especially the underprivileged communities access-free education. Gaddafi Nasol, however, cautioned those evicting people from their Bibanja unlawfully, pledging government intervention.
The title holders have rights, so do the Bibanja holders. What we do not accept is for one group, and largely has been the Bibanja holders, to be pressed to the wall. The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, gives the Bibanja holders a right to stay.
The Buganda Region Youth Member of Parliament, Agnes Chirabo, commended Minister Muyingo for the efforts of educating the rural poor through his Bamunanika Education Fund program. Mary Namkose, Salongo Kasbante, UBC News.
Refugees and host communities in the West Nile region in northern Uganda want last-mile power connections expedited. West Nile districts of Adjumani, Yumbe and Koboko are the main beneficiaries of the Norwegian Agency for Development-funded refugee resettlement rural electrification project. We have more with Dennis Sigoa.
The Royal Kingdom of Norway gave a grant of about $3.6 million to the government of Uganda towards the electrification of refugee settlements in the West Nile region and northern Uganda in the districts of Adjumani, Yumbe and Koboko.
What brings me here is our mutual interest in electrification, bringing energy to rural communities.
We continue working with the Norwegian Embassy and therefore the Royal Government of Norway in terms of supporting our ambition of achieving universal access to electricity, and the specific component we are working with them on is on the rural electrification and focusing on refugee host communities.
Pagrinya refugee settlement in Adjumani district, which hosts about 36,000 refugees from South Sudan, benefited from the project.
There was a lot of insecurity, so we needed light at least to have maybe to have the security lights so that we have safety. We also needed the electricity because in Pagrinya getting firewood is a problem.
We look at that, how can we bridge this gap in the community when people don't have knowledge about technology? So we thought wise and we made that proposal and we were funded for this training. Two, the new curriculum for the secondary, lower curriculum secondary is more of ICT based. If you don't know, you can't do another thing. So we are looking at how can we bridge this gap to support the government and make our own children access knowledge of this technology.
Although the initiative is lauded by the beneficiary community, there is an appeal for stabilization of power supply, subsidization of power connection, and speeding up of last-mile connections for the project to achieve its goals.
Power is not reliable at all. It's on and off. Ever since they connected us here, it's on and off. And I think that is a general problem in West Nile. I don't think it happens only in the settlement.
We have power here, which is not adequate, I would say. We have power which is being given to us through solar system. As I said earlier, this place was constructed in 2017, meaning the solar system that also is 5 years old now. This is 2023, this is the 6th year. The solars are not working very okay. So we have weak solar systems already in place, and we want so much to have electricity here on the national grid to supply our place.
The Refugee Resettlement Rural Electrification Project has so far achieved the connection of over 600 people, 75 kilometers of medium voltage, and installed 38 transformers, and also extended 93 kilometers of low voltage networks within the refugee camps and host communities.
Can we actually ensure there's lighting in the house? Because the assumption is that everybody will be able to wear, but even, civil servants struggle to wire and get connected. Yes, so there needs to be a project that comes to do that intervention.
There is hope that increased power connection to rural and urban areas will enhance job creation, wealth creation, improved healthcare and education, among others. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC News.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development is set to host the Africa Nuclear Business Platform Conference. The conference will bring together key stakeholders pursuing nuclear energy implementation in a bid to understand and discuss nuclear energy developments in Africa.
Uganda is experiencing an ever-increasing population, economic growth and rising social needs that require sustainable development of energy resources. In that regard, the government has embarked on integrating nuclear energy into the electricity generation mix.
And in addition, preparation to evaluate the Buyende nuclear power plant site. Our first site is in Buyende, so we are going on to pave way for the first nuclear power project expected to generate about 2,000 megawatts, with the first 1,000 megawatts to be connected to the national grid by 2031.
Electricity is a critical driver of the socio-economic transformation of the nation. However, electricity generated from hydro, biomass, geothermal and peat potential, if fully developed, cannot meet the country's 2040 vision targets.
If we are to transit from using petrol and diesel in our transport sector to use electric cars, electric motorbikes, if we are to fully engage in agro-processing, we will need more than 41,000 megawatts. So our nuclear potential goes beyond 24,000 megawatts if fully developed. So the move to start on it is in the right direction so that Uganda is able to fully industrialize.
For a successful nuclear program, international support is vital. Thus, the upcoming African Nuclear Business Platform Conference presents an excellent opportunity for Uganda to find sustainable approaches to energy sector challenges.
This conference will bring together key stakeholders that are pursuing nuclear energy implementation to understand and discuss nuclear energy developments in Africa and explore areas of strategic collaboration to move Uganda and Africa countries at large in the nuclear industry forward.
7 sub-Saharan countries, including Uganda, have committed to having nuclear energy as part of their energy mix between 2030 to 2037. Charlotte Amuge and Dan Logemwa for UBC News.
UBC Lunchtime News has come to an end, but do enjoy much more of UBC Television's different programs and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Sent to transport to the wrong person? Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.